You know, I'll be updating people as we go, maybe in the Discord, but sadly not be able to stream the matches. Wish that wasn't the case, though. We had a nice relaxing day of PT prep. It looks like our opponent's probably playing the Sultai deck, which I have found to be a pretty good matchup. I'll go ahead and Spiral in response, make sure I can use that. Although now they're going to take my Gideon, and I can't go Gideon with Pact up. Do I think I can record them and post to YouTube? I'll double check the policy. I would like to do that if that's an option. I'm not sure if that's within the rules or not, though. I'll double check. Alright, no 5th land here. Drawing 2 of our main deck sweepers in our opening hand is pretty rough in this matchup. This is not a card that's very good. We have 4 kind of deadish cards, and to draw half of our dead cards in our opening hand when we didn't know the matchup is a bit of a bummer. But the good news is, in the actual ZNR Champs, this isn't going to really be a problem because there's open deck lists. So if we run into something like this, we can just, you know, mulligan this hand. If my opponent plays Nissa, I guess we're just going to Tails in the Nissa. We also have the ability to Pact of Negation something and Tails in the Pact, but can't really imagine what we'd want to do that for. Opponent may be trying to escape an Uro here, which can also Tails End. And I feel so we have 3 cards. I think I'm just gonna cycle this Typhoon for 0 to try to get closer to escaping this Uro. No 5th land. Do I think Uro is too good for Historic? I don't know. It's kind of a hard question to answer, I guess. Too good is like a weird way to phrase it, and it was my goal to try to find the very best deck for the format. So I haven't really been approaching this Historic in the way I usually approach Modern, where I try to like think critically about the format and try to understand it and things I like about it and things I dislike and what I would maybe want to change. That's not how I've been thinking about it at all. I've been really just trying to find the best deck without, you know, expanding my view a bit. They're going to gust their own Uro. That's fine. We have I don't really like this that much by them. Like, I'm pretty fine if they can't escape it again, and we have our own Uro that they could have saved this Gust for. This is also a main deck Gust, which I am not really of the opinion that this is a very good thing to have. And it seems like my opponent probably has a bunch of dead removal in their hand as well. We still can't quite escape this Uro. I may just, like, in turn cast Settle the Wreckage to put a card in the yard. You can cast Settle at any time, but you can't always, you can cast Settle at any time, but, you know, it only ever does anything if you cast it during the attacker step. It's kind of interesting. We're probably supposed to Pact this, but we could just Settle the Wreckage the land and then escape Uro. Don't think that that's correct to do that, but I wanted to at least think about it. Narset's real good if we can get it down, of course. Now we've got a second one. Yeah, someone did say historic. That someone was me. Take 5 life to draw cards. So surely, like, these are all removal spells, or almost all removal spells. We can also escape Uro here if we want. I think I'd rather have the ability to 0-mana Pact plus Tail's End this cycle. Especially because I think my Uro is just dying to removal spell. But now I think the game's probably about over. I've really liked my Sultai matchup, which is a big part of the reason why I chose to play this deck tomorrow. Is I predict that Sultai is going to be the most popular deck chosen by contestants, and I found I have a really good Sultai matchup. And like we have like half of our dead cards in our opening hand, and we're still just like pretty ahead, and you know, like our opponent's about to pay. This is obviously a mistake. They might shame scoop, yeah. Maybe not playing against the same level of play as we will tomorrow. But what I've been doing is I've been cutting the wraths for 3 Dovin's Vetoes and 1 Dispute, but I've also kind of, sometimes I play 1 Wrath or a Settle if I feel like they're going to be kind of creature heavy. But usually they only have like 1 or 2 threats in play if you can counter Nissa. Like they just have a Krasis or an Uro, which are pretty easy to deal with either counter spells or just Gideon ticking up on it or presenting your own threats. So I think I'll keep the counter spells for this game, but that is also the nice thing about the open deck lists, is that if we see that they have a more creature heavy version of Sultai, you can just play more creature hate in sideboard games. Are people playing walk removal on the Sultai list? They have Maelstrom Pulse to answer Planeswalkers. What is the most target you want to hit when you play Tail's End? The one I most want to hit is my own Uro trigger, but like Nissa, Narset, Uro, opposing Uro is being cast. There's a lot of targets in the format. Hey Will, how's it going? Appreciate ya. Thank you for the good wishes. Yeah, they banned Time Raveler, but not Uro. I mean, Uro is very good. I don't know. Usually I entertain ban list discussions, but like I haven't been playing enough Historic to like really have this super duper broad view of it, and I've just been trying to play the best deck. The idea of like what should be banned has not been on my mind at all. Opponent's taking their time. Hopefully we can hit Mythic soon. I think I'm Platinum Tier 2 or something. The season just reset. I'll take a look, Sheeps, while we wait. Skyclave Shake, Glorybringer, Bucket of Chandras. Looks interesting. Red-Black is just such a hard deck to build. There's so many different tools. What's going on? Am I lagging? Is my opponent going to time out? It's one thing I like about playing a Magic Online over Arena is when you're playing leagues, you're always playing for some money, so it's very rare you get someone that's just like not paying attention. But I guess that Castle Locked Queen activation was so painful, they just don't want to keep playing. Cool. I'm going to keep this. Is Chandra Acolyte of Flame Modern playable? I've played it in Modern. I don't know if that's exactly what that says, but I have cast it. Settle the Wreckage, baby! We drew the best card we could draw. We're playing Historic right now, but you know, the ZNR champs are tomorrow. I really want to do well. So we're playing some Arena today. I've been doing a lot of testing off stream in this format, but I want to just kind of be able to relax tonight a bit, and so I'm going to be doing my off stream testing on stream and just kind of taking the evening off. I guess we get a green so we can play Uro and escape it, but all of our other requirements are just met. I am glad to be able to test this matchup a bit more. This matchup is one of the reasons why I'm playing Settle the Wreckage. I think we can play a Teferi. Probably going to plus on the Woe Strider over the Scrap Heap. We can cycle the farmland if we want to, and we probably will. Thank you, Steel. Yeah, I think this deck's real good. I think it's got a good Soul type matchup. I think we're not favored against the Sack deck game 1, but games 2 and 3 I have 3 Yasharn and like a lot of Baffling Ends. So I feel okay against this deck overall, and you can definitely win game 1. And I feel good against Neoform, I feel good against Sultai, I feel good against Goblins, which is what I predict the bulk of the meta to be. Mayhem Devil is real bad for us. I guess this means we're losing our Teferi. Yeah, I've played against Arcanist with my deck a few times. I don't think that deck's very good. If I draw a Tails End, I might just Tails End my own like Uro escape or sacrifice trigger. I guess we're casting that. They can get back their Scrap Heap here, but I think I want to stop them from dealing me a lot of damage with the Woe Strider plus Mayhem Devil instead. They've been bottoming with the Scries, which I guess is good for us. They're thinking about this one, but they put it on the bottom. Then they lose their Strider. And they get back their Scrap Heap. Although, yeah, probably exiling Mayhem Devil or Priest. Doesn't really matter, I think. Good morning, Bad. Put in smacks my Gideon for 3. We draw Lotus Field, which will allow us to play Teferi with Settle the Wreckage up, which has been something I've been pretty impressed by. Not that Settle the Wreckage is like particularly good here though, but we also don't have to cast it. Yeah, Tails Ending a Priest activation has been pretty good. The card is just Tails End is just always good. I feel like my opponent why didn't my opponent they should have sacked their Scrounger and then got back Cat and then got back Scrounger. Now I feel like they just don't have a chance to win. This has been the problem with like the friends I usually test with not playing Magic anymore. It's that I just don't have good testing partners. I don't know. I had some offers. I should have taken people up on it. I mean, when I got into Mythic, things were fine. It's just kind of dumb that the season reset before the Xehanort champs. So like Mythic is not a thing anymore, and you just play against like stuff like this just happens all the time. This is a cool line that they took. Yeah, I think the Lotus Fields, like the Lotus Fields, they go with, they maybe even have more synergies than you think, but it's really nice to untap and hold up Settle off Lotus Field, but they also put 2 cards in the yard for Uro. You can Tales of the Lotus Field trigger, and it's a hexproof Vigilance guy with Nissa, which is really relevant in like the control matchups. Okay, we won game 1. I usually cut all the packs. I bring in all the white cards too. I often go down to 1 or 2 Gideons and 1 or 2 Narsets. I have a. Let me just look at my sideboard guide. I do have a sideboard guide typed out. If you're playing in the ZNR Champs and you're playing Red Black Sack, please cover your ears. Honor system, okay? Honor system. So this is me going +4 Baffling, +3 Yasharn, +1 Settle, +1 Wrath, -4 Pact, -2 Gideon, -2 Narset, and -1 Shark Typhoon. I think I like that.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Speaking of Shark Typhoon. Dr. Berserker, 4 months in a row, spike breaking MTGA formats. Hell yeah, dude. Any format I'm playing. There's usually some wiggle room for me to innovate. Although I actually didn't. I've got some tech in my standard deck, but honestly found this standard format to be incredibly difficult to brew in. I'm keeping this. I guess we put back Yasharn number 2. Although Yasharn is the best card in the matchup. And we're on the draw in our 28 land deck, and this gives us more lands anyways. Yeah, I guess we'll keep back up Yasharn. Put back a breeding pool. Is this Dono deck worthy? Let me take a look. I'm playing 2 Lotus Field. I tried 1, I tried 3, and I found that 2 to be the number I want. World Gorger. Glad I kept the second Yasharn. They took a Gideon. We have another 3-drop anyways, which is good. Yeah, I would play the World Gorger deck. I think the deck's pretty interesting. I've seen it a few times. Oh, whoops. Can I explain to you the appeal of Yasharn? So it's a good card against the deck we're playing against, this red-black sacrifice deck. Its static ability is very good. It also stops the Neoform combo. So those are like the 2 main appeals of the card. But it also just is like a 3-for-1 that, hoses strategies. Like, it's just a very powerful hate card in general. You can cast it on turn 3. Unexistent 2 months in a row. That is my favorite sub-month. Welcome back. But it hoses a lot of strategies, or I guess more specifically, like 2 strategies. A chest, always getting the scam train going. I do appreciate you, buddy. I'm gonna leave the farmland to cycle since we have Uro in the graveyard and we have enough lands. I'm just gonna plus. All right. Interesting draw. Shane, how you doing today? Scam train into Indeed, says Jethro. Yeah, I had main deck Yasharn for a little while, but I found main deck Yasharn to be kind of bad against the Sultai Mirrors, and it also wasn't very good against Goblins, which were 2 of the decks I was anticipating seeing the most of, so became less interested. I'm gonna block the Midnight Reaper. Feeling really good about our chances to win this.
What's up? It's me, your friend.
Thanks, Turbogurf. Thanks for your bits. You've been eating your Hot Pockets? I don't know if you guys have seen that commercial. You probably have seen it 1,000 times, I guess. But you can get bits from eating Hot Pockets, apparently. Okay. It's kind of fine. We're about to Wrath. We just have a backup Yasharn.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Can't play the backup Yasharn, but we'll just play an Uro from our hand.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Shane gifting 5 subs again for... wait, it's not telling me the total. Oh, there it is. 92 gifted subs, which I'm sure has got to be the most. Thank you, buddy. Please let me on your podcast again.
Welcome, Spikelings.
We can discuss my ZNR championship win, hopefully. Adam also gifting a sub. I don't understand these early morning hype trains we'd be getting off to, but I do appreciate you guys.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Yeah, skipping right over the level 2. Amazing. Probably want to play Yasharn before Uro.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Thin the deck a bit, and I'm like almost guaranteed to play Uro this turn, right? Yeah, and then this way we can go Uro, play the Forest, and then Tail's End. The only card that matters in your graveyard is Uro, unless they have some like Elspeth Conquer's Death. So in the open deck list format, you can just look, do you have Elspeth Conquer's Death? If you do, then you exile cards that they could ECD. Oh no, ECD is just their own graveyard. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
What's up? It's me.
Just leave your other Uros in the graveyard. Don't worry about it. Reptar, thank you for also continuing the scam train. Well, I know that there are people SY that would want me to play standard and historic, but you know the reality is like these. I don't think these formats are bad, but they're just not ones I'm super duper interested in. So I think I'm gonna put back the Lotus Field and point the Tails End at their cards. Mickey, 18 months in a row. Good to hear from you, dude. It's been a while. Hell yeah. I feel like I haven't seen you in chat, but I also haven't seen an 18 months trigger, so I guess you've just been subscribed without coming in. But good to see you, buddy.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Well, hello from Texas, Nathaniel Martinez. Reptar also gifting a sub. This is crazy. This happened yesterday, too. Not awake enough for this. Love you too, Mickey. So my opponent is, in fact, not the Karn deck like I thought they were, which kind of stinks. We do have the Splitter Twin combo of Gideon plus Pact of Negation, though, so I feel okay about where we are. My view count is really high for only 9K followers. Yeah, I guess. You know, I don't think follower counts really matter very much on Twitch, honestly. It's like, well, you know, a lot of people have been streaming for years and years and years, and they have accumulated a lot of followers, but, you know, the reality is people come and they go. And I've only been streaming for like a year and a half or so. But yeah, followers don't really matter too much on Twitch, honestly. Pretty good Pact of Negation. They matter a little bit, for sure. Maguchi says Mythic Ladder is all goblins. That's good, because I think I have a good goblins matchup. Even the scam... Throwing more fire into the scam train. Hopefully we can Tails End the next priest trigger. They're gonna play around it by priesting now. Do they know about Tails End? I guess they can. Yeah, they get to priest my shark if they do it now. They decide not to. Just gonna pass back. If we, I'm hoping that we can save the second Tails End to just Tails End our Uro trigger. Resolves. So we're gonna lose our shark to the Woe Strider, but if they priest, we can Tails End the priest. Looks like they are planning on using priest. If I ever hardcast Shark Typhoon during this weekend's tournament, I'll be thinking of you guys, of course. Playing Uro into the Priest of the Forgotten Gods is maybe a bit dicey. So why don't instead we just play Nissa and hold up another Tail's End or Growth Spiral. We can attack as Gideon prevents all damage a permanent would deal, not all damage that would be dealt to the permanent. There is a card that does that. I think it's Dovin, Hand of Control. Thank you for continuing to shovel coal into the scam train, Reptar. I feel like Gideon Allies in the card should be in Historic? Maybe. Maybe. I don't think that... It sounds like an interesting card to add. Should is a funny word, you know? They don't play around the second Tail's End. They do get to draw a couple cards, though. Nice. So let's go green, white, play Teferi. Probably gonna just attack for 10 here, yeah. James, 4 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. And Reptar gifting a sub. I do love you guys so much. Oh my gosh. I am honestly riddled with anxiety for this tournament. I know how much a good finish would mean, so I'm definitely hoping that I can get a good finish for you guys. We'll see. I kind of want to trim actually a Tail's End. I know they were really good in that game. I'm not really actually sure what this Coco version of Sack looks like exactly. I've got an idea. Maybe I'll play one Dovin's Veto for Coco. Nah.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Yo-Yo Fo. Where can you get this list? You can always exclamation point deck to see whatever deck I'm playing. Yeah, maybe Gust is better. I don't have this deck, the John version of the Sack deck, on my sideboard guide. I think that red black is going to be more popular, but I can get in my sideboard guide for sure. Hey, Magic the Gathering trainee. You'll have to get a new username by the end of today's stream. Maybe we're supposed to go Temple Garden on turn 1. That way we don't have to pay 2 life to Growth Spiral next turn. If we just put this into play tapped. I actually think that we were probably supposed to do that. Although I guess it's going to be effectively the same if we get to put this Breeding Pool into play tapped. If we can draw a Tail's End, we have the nut draw of being able to go turn 2 Spiraled, turn 3 Uro, then Tail's End your Uro trigger. I guess we have to draw one more land too. But that's definitely a nut draw that you can have. Instead, I'll just cast Wrath of God and take 5. We got some life gain in hand with my pet card Uro. Did they publish the metagame? I don't know if they have. All I know is that it's open deck list, so I was comfortable to share mine. It's a good draw. Notably, Mayhem Devil does trigger on the Uro sacrifice trigger, so we'll have to keep that in mind. It's probably not going to be like super duper relevant. Okay, Cauldron Familiar is pretty good. Love to draw a Tail's End. It's probably going to be fine if we don't. Alright, so we go up to 8, then we go down to 7, and then we're going to go up to 10, and then down to 9. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, we couldn't escape Uro. For a second, I thought maybe we blundered. We're 1 card short. But they've got no cards in their hand. They still have their companion, who... It's hiding behind Nicol Bolas' horn. I couldn't tell if they had already paid or not. I didn't think they had. Dive Down Nation, Spike Nation, Crossover Edition. Hell yeah. It's basically the same thing anyways. Always has been. Cool, we can Gideon the Mayhem Devil, which will be pretty good. Go up to 7. I think we're going to win this game. Will this put us at 3-0 on the day? I think it will. Coco into double 3-drop is a really good draw for them. So actually might be good enough to get them out of this, especially because they can just start sacking Cauldron Familiars to draw cards. But they won't be sacking Cauldron Familiars to deal damage because we have the Mayhem Devil locked down by Gideon. Jeez, what a draw. They also only ever drew 4 lands this game. So many triggers. You can't find the Tails End in the Stream Decker. Is the Stream Decker not working? Oh. Maybe I didn't upload it. Maybe I uploaded Ephemerate instead of Tails End. We can Teferi and Wrath of God. If we draw Wrath. I think I'm gonna go Spiral though. Maybe I should attack. Yeah, let's attack first. Yeah, we should have done this before spiraling. Yeah, I kind of just want to go to 10 off of Uro. Hold up Tails End. And a blocker. We can also untap and play Teferi and minus on the Woe Strider. But then we don't have Tails End up. I'm not sure how relevant Tails End is, I guess. Yeah, I think I just want to go to 10. Ooh, now we can Baffling End. Awesome. I think we're Baffling Ending the Strider. Good turn for us. Yeah, I guess I uploaded the wrong Bant deck. Let me just... Give me a second. Okay, should be up to date now. Is Tails End just my favorite card? I mean, I think, you know, memes aside, I think Tails End is just great in Historic, and Tails End is, you know, definitely a new card I've been playing with and brewing with. I could have Tails into the Corvold. Not my favorite card, but a card that I think is neat for sure and underplayed. So I think we're going to start off by plussing on the Mayhem Devil, and then we'll minus on the Corvold. And attack for 12 and kill our opponent. Or, sorry, not kill our opponent, make them chump block the Uro. Cool. I think we're 4-0 on the day, or 3-0 on the day. 3-0. Beating Sultai, Red Black Sack, and now Jun Sack. Alright, I'm going to keep this. We'll put back Uro number 2. $23 other, that's a lot of other. I guess... Wait, it says 1 Bant control? Is that me? I'm the only one on Bant in the whole tournament? Looks like I am. That's kind of interesting. I'm the only one on Bant in the whole tournament. Let me know if I'm reading that right, but I think I am. Apparently Bant sucks. No one tried Lotus Field. I mean, I know Croaky's has been really high on Bant, so I feel good about my choice. I was expecting someone else to like figure out that Bant is really good. I guess we do this. But yeah, if we draw a land, we can Tails End our Uro trigger, which I'm hoping to do. Anyone that would play Bant is playing Sultai. It's weird because I just feel like I have such a good Sultai matchup. Okay, we're gonna find a land. Or maybe we should wait. It's just so important for us to Tails End this Uro trigger. We can also Tails End the Great Hinge, which is something that they might cast if this is Doomwake's deck. I'm better than Croaky's. I'm not better than Croaky's at Historic and Standard. Croaky's, that's like what he dedicates his life to. We also do have a rule against disparaging other content creators. Yeah, but you can disparage me all day. Not sure that my opponent can beat this. Maybe they can. But probably not with Tails End up too. Yeah, you can disparage me all day. I guess my opponent is saying that they have a Fatal Push. It's kind of fine, though. Oh, no. Sorry. I thought these were tapped, but they just have the Ronus Pump. What a punt. Thought that those were tapped. Oops. Well, I'll just escape Uro again. Uro always fixes your mistakes by just being busted. Then we can play a Narset, or we can hold up an Uro active or a Tails End. I'll just play Narset. Like, but the card I'm worried about here is the Great Hinge, but Narset also kind of hedges against the Great Hinge. There's only one person on Neoform. That's crazy because like I know Nassif was really seriously playing Neoform at the tournament, so I expected some people to want to play it. Right, this cannot pump itself, right? It does have Death Touch, though. Okay, just let Narset die. What's our record on the day? I think we're 3-0. Yeah, we're 3-0. Is it MJ? Yeah, I know. Yeah, MJ and Nassif were both high on Neoform, so I'm pretty surprised to hear that people aren't playing it. Maybe I was supposed to Growth Spiral to look for Pact here. Double Regisaur. I guess I was supposed to Growth Spiral looking for Pact, although we do just have a Tails End up. Or sorry, a Settle the Wreckage up. We can also Uro plus Tails End next turn. I'll just pass. We'll see if they play around Settle. I do expect my opponents in the tournament to play around Settle in a spot like this, so we probably only get 2 creatures with Settle in the actual tournament. But here, like where there's not open deck lists, like we're way more likely to get everything. Yeah, it looks like our opponent's playing the Doomwake deck. I think the Doomwake deck looks real good. I like it. Do we have enough cards to escape Earl again, actually? No, we're one short. So we'll just do the thing. I guess we were supposed to let the first trigger resolve in case we found Fable or Lotus Field or Fabled Passage. We could just escape Uro again, but I'm just getting a bit impatient because this game is super over. How do I like open decklist tournaments? I honestly don't have a very much of an opinion. It's just like they're different, you know? I think that it is correct to have open decklist tournaments for this tournament. I'm gonna save the pact. You know, like with the way information on the internet spreads, connected people are just going every you know connected established Magic player is gonna have a list of what everyone is playing at the tournament. With after like round one, you know, or not maybe not that quickly, but connected established Magic players will have access to everybody's deck because scouting is a very real thing in tournaments like this, and it just is a reality. And especially in this online environment, I really think that it's just good to make sure everybody's on the same level playing field. Why is Pact so good in lower power level formats? So Pact is really good when the format is when the mid range matchups are about slamming your 5-drops, which is why I'm playing 5/5-drops. You just play your 5-drop and then you get value off of it, and then you Pact of Negation theirs, and you just win the game. Is kind of a reductive way to phrase it, I guess. But like Pact is just a good card in this format when you ramp into Teferi or Nissa, then Pact whatever they do, just so powerful. But I will be cutting the packs against most aggro decks. Probably want to trim A Tails in, bring in the Gust, the Baffling Ends, the Wraths. Go down on Narset, down on Gideon. Maybe you actually want all the Gideons and play and cut the Shark Typhoon. This looks pretty good to me. Jay Garlic, 2 months in a row. Love to see that second month. Thanks, buddy. Welcome back. Hey, whoop. I mulligan the sand. Yeah, I know this isn't modern. I just gotta test for tomorrow's PT. I've been doing a lot of testing off stream, but I really just want to be able to relax a bit tonight and get a good night's sleep for tomorrow. So I'm just gonna stream the testing I would do otherwise today, and then relax this evening, watch some of the Happy Hob. Yeah, another thing about Pact of Negation in this format is like there just aren't good counter spells in Historic. You know, that's why you see me playing Tails End, you know, largely is because there aren't a ton of other good options, you know? It's like there's no Mana Leak, there's no Remand, the 3-mana counter spells are a bit too slow, in my opinion. I think I will Gust the Mammoth. But Pact of Negation is 0 mana, and so it's like you can afford to cast your Wrath of God against goblins. Yeah, so here's actually a really interesting point, and this is one reason why I have the split of 2 Settle, 2 Wraths. There are other reasons too, but I think that if I have this split in spots like this, people, and especially in open deck lists, they won't know whether to play around Settle or Wrath with the 3/3 split, 2 in the main, one of each in the side. Would Remand be good for Historic? It may be a little too good, honestly. So opponent has deployed all of the cards in their hand. We can't quite Uro and Wrath of God. So we'll just cast Wrath of God. Looks like most of the players are on Jund. Do I think that's a worse matchup as opposed to Black-Red? Yes, because of Collected Company. Although I think that the matchup is fine. I think you're I guess what I'm worried about is I don't really feel super favored game one. And it honestly just wasn't my read that the Sacrifice deck would be as popular as it was. I thought it was going to be like the third or the fourth most popular deck, not the first, which I feel a bit bad about. I wish I was main decking Yasharn, but I think I have a reasonable matchup overall. I think that I've got a really good really good games 2 and 3, but my game 1 it can be a bit shaky, but maybe I can just mulligan to a hand that's good against them anyways. How am I finding Yasharn against Jund? I'm finding it to be pretty good. It's not 4 mana win the game, but just having access to 3 in my sideboard means like the first one dies, and it's not such a big deal, and then you Cycle Farmland, Escape Uro, can't also Baffling End, but we can Baffling End if we find a land. Oh, we have a land in our hand. Never mind, can. But yeah, it's just like a very good card to have access into the matchup. It's not 4 mana win the game, but it's incredibly good against them. And it's like also really nice to have Settle the Wreckage with Yasharn a lot of the times where you don't kill your own Yasharn. Something I've liked. We are a 28 land deck. I'm gonna keep this. Maybe I shouldn't be. I think we just need to hit 1 land. We're pretty likely to. Yeah, I'm very aware of the auto tapper. I play differently when I'm playing tournaments and I'm not streaming. I'm usually like way more focused and in the zone. Put in place or Sultai Triome. No, don't take my Tail's End. They might not. They might not see the line. It's about 9,000 redeemed. A confidence boost for. Yeah, they took it. Maybe we'll just draw 1. Jessica, American Ascension. All right, so let me switch back over here. Interesting. Playing both Pyromancer's Ascension and Aria Flame. If you want this to be a confidence boost, I'll tell you this is a genius deck. The gifts and given. The one of is super duper smart. Thing in the ice, and it's a perfect blend of the 2 enchantments. I love everything about it. That's what a confidence boost is. But if you want a real deck tech, I do kind of think that you have too many. Oh no, I don't know why I paid life before I decided what I was going to do. I think you might have too many enchantments. I think that I think that you have too many payoffs and maybe not enough enablers. The 10 enchantments is a bit high in my opinion. 1 mana away from being able to Tails End that. Although we have another Uro in our hand, maybe we can do that if we just draw a land in the top 2 cards. Opponent does not have a 3rd land. And we don't have a 4th. Let's just double Growth Spiral, I think. I guess we don't need to do that now though. And we can also we can hold up Tail's End if they like draw Fabled Passage or something, or if they just play Narset. Oh, we can't double Spiral, of course, with the field. Oops. We could if we had a green source. 28 lands, by the way. Weird game. It's always funny when like both players are just missing land drops. Guess we play Gideon. I really want to Tails End my Uro trigger. Gideon's also kind of good Narset insurance. They found their 3rd land. We found Narset. Hopefully we can find Pact of Negation off of Narset. Opponent did find their 4th land. There we go. Exactly what we needed, because now we can counter Nissa if they hit their 5th land. And Narset being in play is so good against Sultai. They know about this pact, so I don't think they're going to commit too much into it necessarily. If somehow if we pact a spell and then they kill our Gideon, which probably can't happen, but if they do that, we can Tails into our pact trigger in a desperate situation. So I put a stop on my draw step because of that. It's kind of crazy we haven't hit lands still. I'll take the Shark Typhoon, I suppose. Hit them for 4 again. And probably just discard the extra Gideon. $28 lands. Morning, Simon. I mean, we did keep a 2-lander on the play, and we also won. I really think I just have such. I feel like I have such a good Sultai matchup, and maybe that's not the case. But like maybe when I play against higher caliber players, it's gonna be tougher. But I just like have like a really good win rate against Sultai on the ladder. Sounds great. Have I said why I don't like Gust against Sultai? I don't think it's very good. Is that a good answer? Like we have 4 main deck Tails End, which answers everything Gust does, but answers it better. And like Tails End doesn't deal with Narset, or Gust doesn't deal with Narset, which is their most potent threat. Well, but I think Veto is better, and I think that like Veto's better at answering Krasis than Gust too, especially. This might be a Tails in their own Pact of Negation trigger game. As someone with no understanding of the arena economy, how do I buy this deck? I also have no understanding, honestly. No Kappa, I promise. I want to tap like this, so if I draw, Dovin's Veto, I can cast it off of the breeding pool, or the growth spiral. All right, so if they play something else, we need to pact. It's sad that we didn't find another Tails End or Dovin's Veto off of the Narset triggers. But if we find something else we need to pact, we can growth spiral. And if we find a land, we can cast the pact. And I'm not sure that we will pact this, but let me just see if we have the option. We don't have the option, so resolves. I know you can either pay for arena with your time or your money, but honestly, I don't really know how that works exactly. Right, untapping the plains, attacking the Narset. If they kill my plains, I'm not going to fight over it because I want to pact their Nissa. This is fine. Not that we can do anything about it, but it is fine. Now, I hope that this is a good showcase of why Pact is so good. Like, I'm just going to play my 5-drop that's generating me value. They're going to play theirs, and I'm going to pact theirs. They found a Shark Typhoon. Let's hope they don't hard cast it. If they do, we'll just pact, of course. Yeah, you have to put a stop on your upkeep, otherwise Arena just kills you, which is something I kept doing because I kept clicking full control instead, and I thought that would work, and then it just wasn't working. Like when you click full control, it takes you out of full control. Out of full control at the beginning of your next turn, and then it just kills you if you don't have the mana to pay, which is stupid. I remember if your Pact of Negation gets countered, you don't have to pay. Which is pretty good. Alright, one more win and we're in Mythic. Is that 4-0 on the day or 5-0 on the day? I think 5-0. Yeah, 5-0. Pretty good. It's a trophy, baby! It's a trophy! Woohoo! Amazing.